I met a gypsy.
When you go out to a track like Coolum on a day, so they had the club day on the weekend and then they leave it rough for Tuesday practice. That was as legitimately rough as a motocross track can get.
Yeah, like it's rough like our national. Like the end of the day, our national gets like that. And it's insane. You know, a 2-day, it'd be really interesting to see if they had a GP there, because that's the difference.
Yeah.
See, a GP like Lommel, for example, they'll have 30-minute practice, 30-minute time qualifying, then you have a 20-minute qualifying race.
Yeah.
And then they just smooth the start straight out, man. Like, I kid you not. You go back out, so then the next day you roll up, you haven't even scored a point yet, and you roll out and you got a 20-minute practice, like warm-up, and the track is exactly how the moto was. And you've got, the issue with it is you got MX2, you've got MX1, you've got the
EMX.
the 300 class, the two-stroke class. You got, the EMX 250 boys. It's like these support classes come in. It's just dreadful. Like the first moto, well, I go out for the qualifying. You saw from the day before.
Yeah.
And then you go out in the qualifying race and you just go, you go out in your first moto, and you just go, man, this is like... So, to be honest, like if you did that at Coolum, like if you put that amount of classes on with that format, like it'd be dreadful.
Yeah.
Because it is a pretty gnarly track. You see how it gets quite like deep but sharp bumps.
Yes.
And you can't get a flow.
Yeah.
Like sort of Lommel, those tracks, you can carry speed and flow, whereas our tracks get really slow.
I think it's just because they're short.
Yeah.
Like it's short straight, so it's just like... Because I was thinking about that. Because Coolum, like the track itself, it's in like a small rectangle. It's not like an open kind of, layout where there's sort of big sweepers. Everything's turning back on itself.
Yeah.
So it's just like fucking 180 bot, 180 bot, 180 bot.
Yeah, it's accelerate hard, brake hard. Whereas overseas, that's what's tricky in America is there's no real braking. Like, for us, we accelerate like
and
hell.
Then on the binders.
Yeah, and we brake because our corners are so tight.
Yeah.
And then usually straight out of a corner's a jump.
Yeah.
And then we got a straightaway. Like, you jump straight away. So you're off the seat. You pretty much jump as far as you can, kind of feeling like seat bounce something. And then you get on the gas.
Yeah.
Whereas what I found when I went to Europe is it's like you come out of a corner and you click in fifth gear. And then you're like, oh, they've put a big single here. I don't know how to scrub. I've never had to. Like that's really difficult. Like you just, Torch and Tail's a good one. You're just coming down the finish line. They're massive. Kids on 85s are jumping them.
Yeah.
When I went to Torch and Tail, I'm like wedged on a 450, hitting the finish line and uphill triples, and you go, this is psycho.
Yeah.
Like it is a lot to get used to. And you can see just by our tracks, like they're quite short and they get ruddy and rough and really tricky to ride, but
it's different.
Yeah, it seems different.
And it's like man, that's why I think I enjoyed Manjimup so much.
Yeah.
Because dude, it was just so spread out and it's so fast and like massive turns and you could really hold speed and to be like in fifth gear on a motocross track on a motocross bike, like, that was pretty fucking sick. Yeah. But and you can see the Manji got rough, obviously, but it didn't get crazy rough.
Yeah.
But it was good rough. It had flow, and then it was like you're accelerating through the rough shit and like trying to keep momentum as opposed to just like brakes go, brakes go, brakes go, brakes go. And you could see it develops in a bit of a different way.
Yeah. And that's, it's interesting that you talk about Manji, like people say, man, it's like so fast. And it is, it's a fast track, to what we're used to, but reality is like Torch and Tail, the start straight, you need to add like another 100 meters on the end of that whole straight.
Really? So it's even bigger.
Oh man, Torch and Tail, and the width of it, you feel when you ride the tracks over there, you never know where the edge of the track is. It feels like they're so wide. Whereas ours, you come out of a turn, you're like, oh, I'm on the edge of the track now.
Yeah.
Like it's really different. And yeah, like honestly, like Torch and Tail,
Can you Google a photo of that, Rones? I want to see that.
Yeah,
it's German, right?
Yeah. So they had the nations there. It's a really cool track, and it's just like off the start, man. It just goes.
Yeah, good work, Rones. Just go like German GP, German MXGP.
Yeah, or MX or Nations. Yeah, see the start? Look at the YouTube clip, the next one across.
Just turn the volume down on it. Yeah, and you don't really get a perspective for that shit,
No.
if you're not watching on TV.
So watch this start. You go down this start straight, right?
Oh, it's downhill too.
Yeah, into a corner. And then you go wedged, like your top gear, up to this massive, that's a single. And I'm going, oh yeah, so how do you scrub again? You just turn the handlebars on the up ramp.
Fuck.
And then wedged, and that's a triple down the hill. Like, you know, it's really fast track.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.